What is going on, you fucking martards? This is the fucking PW Hustle, A-Track Brown, and of course, my broadcast brother, my colleague, the most scholarly, the most magnanimous, the most objective, the most effervescent, and the most stupendous, and the king of the motherfucking hoopla, and the most glorious man in the IWC, YWC, PWC punditry. Chabelo de la Cruz, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, A-Track? What's going on to the Hustleites? And I'd just like to apologize to the Hustleites because, you was expecting an AEW Double or Nothing review with myself and A-Track Brown, but I'm going to take full responsibility of the transparency here at the PWHustle, the slums of professional wrestling. When Double or Nothing was happening, Hustleites, the professor was in Atlantic City that weekend. The professor was enjoying the Chappelle show. So, my priorities.
I couldn't hate on that.
My priorities was Chappelle show was greater than Double or Nothing, and I was not disappointed. And I paid double for those tickets. So that's all I'm just gonna say. But transparency-wise, that's why I didn't watch Double or Nothing with A-Track Brown and give you the review that you, the Hustleites, deserve.
Let me tell you something. If I would have had tickets to Dave Chappelle, I would have went to that shit over watching Double or Nothing. Okay, remember, I had a choice to go see Deftones or go see AEW at the UBS. I said, oh hell no, I'm going to see Deftones. that's just a no-brainer. I mean, listen, wrestling takes a back seat. Doesn't take a back seat to a lot of shit, but there's certain shit that it does take a back seat to. Dave Chappelle and Deftones is one of them. So anyway, tonight we had the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But we're not really going to run down the pay-per-view because there's a lot of more shit to talk about, especially, with the slew of injuries. And then, the professor so eloquently put it before we started recording, the injury bug. We saw one of those injuries tonight. God damn, did that shit look fucking nasty. So we got that. We got CM Punk, Brian Danielson, I should say, Forbidden Door, Dave Chappelle, look at me. Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer comparing the word mark to the word nigger. Not nigga, nigger, okay? Let's be clear on that one. And you got Nikkita Lyons, a.k.a. MAGA the Stallion, a.k.a. KK Cakes, a.k.a. Donna Rump, a.k.a. Thicker Carlson. Motherfuckers was having fun with her ass on Twitter all fucking week, and we're going to get into that. But first, let's just talk about the pay-per-view we just saw, Hell in a Cell. Overall, I thought it was meh. I saw 3 really good matches, that being the main event. The first one was the first good match was the opening match. I go on record as to say that I liked Bianca Belair's main event with Sasha Banks, but it wasn't great. I never said it was great. This was fucking great. I fucking love this fucking match. It was off the fucking hook. Bianca Belair, like, she came out on this one. Like, she was in there performing like she had something to prove. Even though to me, she don't really have too much to prove other than pulling a great match, pulling out a great match, which she did. We had some good spots. We had high spots. The match was full of spots, and it's like I always say, you always give this match, you always give spots in this match a pass because it's a triple threat match. And anything that involves more than just one wrestler, you got to give it a pass, especially if it's a match like this or a Hell in a Cell or a steel cage or what have you. You gotta give it some fucking leeway, and I gave the spots a leeway because this shit was full of them. It was full of them. Mm-hmm. But they were fucking great. They were really good spots. Asuka was Asuka was the MVP of the fucking match. She really was. Becky did her thing too. And like I said, even though Bianca was wrestling like she had something to prove, I thought Asuka just came out with a better performance, especially with her 3 count saves. The 3 count saves in this were really fucking impressive to me. You never really hear me say, oh my God, that 3 count save was good. But they were great. I fucking loved him.
Great timing on the 3-count saves.
Exactly. It was that you know what? I'm going to say it right now. That match should be the standard bearer for men's and women's triple threat matches. That's what I will say. That shit was just...
Track, fuck that. This match should have been in the Hell in a Cell too. That
it really should have.
Hell in a Cell triple threat. Could have added a greater dimension to that. That's just the way I look at it.
Going in, I was like, okay, so there's no tag team titles on the line. There's no world championship on the line. What was the fucking main event here? I thought it was going to be the women's title. That would have made sense. But no. They said, we are going to give this to Boss Cody, formerly of Harlem, now of Marcy. So Cody went in there.
Right, can I say something about the women's match? I have to put a bow. I have to do a little.
Give your thoughts.
I have to do a little work shoot, and this is towards those hypocritical IWC, YWC martards out there. I got a message for all you, and you know who you are if you're gonna take offense to this. But you know what? Shame on y'all, because where was the pay-per-view or premium live event located? Track, please tell me where it was.
It was in Chicago.
Okay, Chi-Town. You know, motherfuckers for 9 years will change CM Punk's name for every WWE event, give or take. But either it's racism or sexism. But y'all motherfuckers don't want to chant Sasha and Naomi. I'm gonna go with sex.
Okay. You have to acknowledge.
I'm on a diatribe here. Wait, give me a second, and then you can retort. But I'm not discounting what the efforts of Asuka. I'm not discounting the efforts of Becky. I'm not discounting the efforts of Bianca. Bianca,
get the fuck out my goddamn vinyls, Mayhem. I'm sorry. Are you in the middle of something? I'm so sorry, bro. Go ahead.
I love a PWHustle recording because we just put everything on there. That's
fucking cat fucking with my vinyls. The fuck is wrong with you?
So anyway, I'm not discounting Bianca. And you say she didn't need that win for validation. Maybe there was a little validation. Maybe it was to enhance.
Not to win the match.
Yeah, but to enhance her legacy and validation of being the Raw Women's Champion. But that's a different story. I'm not talking about that. The match is good. I'm just talking about you hypocritical motherfucking martards out there. You chant CM Punk for 9 years, but yet the shit just happened 3 weeks ago? You were all on Twitter, Team Boston Glow. Sasha and Naomi did the right thing. Me and Track. You're in Chicago, and y'all didn't chant Sasha and Naomi's name? I didn't hear a whimper of that. I didn't hear at least 5,000 people in the back trying to start shit. I didn't hear nothing, Track. You are a disgrace. You're hypocrites. I don't hear nothing. You have chosen. Again, is it racism or sexism? I'm going with sexism because you want to.
That's sexism. Because not even the culture was out there chanting their names. But we gotta acknowledge neither one of them is from Chicago, so that you gotta give a leeway on that.
Is that about Chicago? Starts to stir some shit up. That's what I'm just saying. Y'all dropped the boat. I ain't saying New York would have picked up the slack track, but I'm just saying y'all some hypocrites. IWC, YWC. I lost total respect for y'all. Y'all didn't even start nothing.
You see, the IWC lost the professor. Yeah, he's calling y'all out exactly like he should. He should be calling y'all out. Y'all should be chanting for them, especially during every freaking Divas match. Between every women's match, I should say. Look at me right now. But yeah, back to the fact of the matter.
That shows WWE was right, and because of y'all, you just showed that Sasha and Naomi were unprofessional. They didn't do it the right way.
So what's the difference? Does that mean they just don't have the status of a CM Punk?
I don't know, Trey. You have to tell me. Validate this for me.
I would just say, like I said, I bring it down to the fact that it wasn't in Chicago. But then again, when CM Punk left, you didn't have to be in Chicago to hear the CM Punk chants. But I would ultimately say that it comes down to the fact that they ain't the status of CM Punk. They just not. But you're absolutely right in calling out the IWC for their lack of dedication to the people who were, the hashtags I stand with Sasha and Naomi. If you stood for them, then where the hell was their support tonight? We still haven't really heard too much about what went on. We haven't heard from Sasha. We haven't heard from Naomi. I mean, yeah, we haven't from Sasha. We haven't heard from Naomi.
It's not about hearing from them. It's just the fans. This is all about the fans. I don't care.
I'm just saying,
I respect.
We still don't really know what happened. What we do know, well, I don't know how well or how much information or how much you could take from this, but apparently there was somebody close to Naomi who said, and a lot of people seem to be going with this, so I guess there's some validity to it. They didn't leave right before the show. They walked out at like 5:30, to what I understand. I don't know if that makes it. To me, it doesn't matter, but to other people, if that makes it better, then there you go. But like I said, I don't know how valid that is, but it seemed to be something that everybody's going with, even some of the WWE faithful I've seen parrot that. So there's that. But anyway, back to the pay-per-view. The second good match of the night was AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Liv Morgan up against House of Black Light. I mean, Judgment Day. Very good match.
Bull Live Club. That's what it is.
We gotta start the hashtag Bullet Club. Bull Live Club. I like that you fucking came up with that. But that was a very good match. Very impressive. Liv Morgan, I don't know if it was because she was in there with Finn Balor and AJ, she was surrounded by those two greats, and Edge himself to a lot of people is great, but the match in general was just great. I enjoyed it. I thought what's her name?
Rhea Ripley.
I thought Rhea Ripley was very intricate in the match with her actions and stuff like that. She has a new look. Oh man, and her ass. Like, listen, she may be having some broad ass shoulders sometimes, and she kind of like looking beefy, but that ass was looking really like plump and curvy, So I was just, as well as Liv Morgan. So I spent a lot just looking at the ass, but I did pay attention to the match, as you can see.
You like those judgment cheeks. That's what you did.
Those judgment cheeks was straight up. We got a new tribal cheeks right now, and it ain't Nikkita Lyons. It's Rhea Ripley with that nice plump. It's curved, bro. It sticks out on its own, almost like Naomi's does. I was watching that. I was like, holy shit. She's actually. I already knew she had a nice ass. I seen pictures in her spandex, and I was like, yeah, that's nice. But the match was great. Judgment Day.
The match was good, Track. I agree with you with it. Yeah, the only problem I have is the match was good. I don't know if I would say the right person won or the right team won because I'm a little confused because again, how WWE is with creators. Sometimes they lag a little bit, so I don't see this rivalry being over. But also, I see somebody coming in, and they've been like teasing either Finn or AJ might turn to join Judgment Day, so then it would be 4-on-2 again. So I don't know where we're going with this and who benefits from either AJ or Finn going into that. I don't want to see it. If they want to do fourth, let it be Ciampa, like it was kind of like, suggested but via the dirt sheets and via Twitter. So I'd rather Ciampa join that, but it wouldn't make sense even for him to join it. So again, good match, but I don't know where it's going after that.
The reason why I felt that the right team won was just based off, the faction itself. They're not trying to build a faction with AJ, Finn, and Liv. That was, to rival Judgment Day. Judgment Day is the faction.
I get that.
Out of the two, they got the two younger stars. They got Priest and they got Rhea Ripley. So they benefit from this, more than, Bullet Club, because they only got Liv. She's the youngest one there. And we all know that Vince had pretty much given up on Finn Balor. He only sees him as enhancement talent. So that's why, to me, the right team won. But, the third great match that they had was the fucking main event. And going into this, it was ringside news, so you had to take it with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, it was an injury, so it's like, I hope, who's really gonna fucking make up an injury? Turns out that Cody was hurt lifting weights or in that fight or whatever, or he got the whatever. The fact of the matter is, he had a torn pectoral. No matter how it happened, that shit looked evil as fuck. That shit was real fucking bad, yo. I mean, that shit was looking like, I don't know. Like, I was afraid of blood clots. Cody is one tough son of a bitch, as is any worker who goes in there and works through something like that and has the match that he had. I'm not saying it's 5-star. I'm not even saying it's top 5 of, greatest Hell in a Cell matches, but it was a great match, and it had, if Seth Rollins comes out with, in the polka dots, taunting, the whole, Dusty Rhodes shit when he was in the WWE. And there was at first I didn't really get it at when they were saying thank you Rollins, but I think it was because he pulled out the table because they wanted tables. And they got tables, they got cowbells and shit like that. They had kendo sticks. And, like I made this post on a Hustle page. I made a post because I immediately started laughing and shaking my head because I said to myself, if AEW had let Cody go on in that match, you know how many AEW haters, how many WWE emos would be fucking doing videos or making posts about how the fuck could Tony Khan let Cody Rhodes go out there, this, that, and the third. Listen, I would have never let the man go out there at all.
Track, the AEW faithful came out in droves. I saw that while the match was going on. How did WWE be reckless and try to ruin? I saw it. I got the receipt.
Yo, when I saw him going in with that kendo stick on his arm, I was like, yo, this is fucking wild. This thing is. I don't understand how you would fucking go through this shit, And if you saying that there was people out there, saying, WWE saying that, they shouldn't have let him fucking wrestle that match, I believe you. I'm not even going to doubt that at all. Listen.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this because I guess I'm going on another diatribe because I have to go against those haters. Because you're right. If it was the exact opposite, if he was in AEW, I would actually defend Cody there too. Because you know why I defend Cody? Because Cody has been in this business. He is the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I hate to use this word, but you have to understand this, Hustle. Like the code. He wanted to fulfill an obligation to perform for the people in Chicago. And you know what, Track? I'm going to give you a little bit of synopsis of a difference because, if people want to use that WWE was reckless, Vince was reckless to allow Cody to finish this match. I can compare this a little bit to CM Punk during that 2013 year where, the Z-Pack incident and he was, working hurt and all that stuff. But there's a major difference, Hustleites. And Track, maybe you might have noticed this, but CM Punk was frustrated with his creative. He was frustrated with the direction of the CM Punk character. He was frustrated where he was going with WrestleMania. He didn't like that. So to compound that with an injury and needing the Z-Pack and all that all that instance, of course he was going to feel fucked up. He was going to feel deflated. It compounded his hatred towards Vince, his hatred towards WWE. Cody weathered the storm with that injury because he knows his creative is on top of the world. He's in the main event slot. We were even talking about Cody Rhodes maybe even beating the tribal chief Roman Reigns for one of those belts. So Cody was going to weather the storm. He was going to take all the pain and that torn pec. And I got all the respect in the world. And again, IWC, YWC, all the AEW mark charts out there. Y'all remind me why y'all hated Cody Rhodes. Because after this match, I don't know why. Because
I wasn't one of them. I didn't understand it.
Cody Rhodes does what he does best. And he did this in AEW and people didn't appreciate it. He tells a story in that fucking ring track. With a torn pec, he used that as a story. Even adding the gimmicks of the bull rope, the tables. He used the gimmicks to the advantage of his injuries. He made the match. It might not have been 5-star, you're right, but he made it a 4 3/4 star match.
Nah, he definitely listen. Like Dusty said, do the work. He went out there and he did the work. I remember who was it? I was discussing it with the masked man. I said I think one of the reasons why Cody started getting booed in AEW was Brandy. I really do. I think she was the cause of him getting booed. I think you bring out Brandy with Cody Rhodes in WWE. I think after a while they'll start booing his ass too. But nevertheless, the feeling of me saying I don't think he should have been in this match came in, like I said, when I saw Seth Rollins going in with that cane on that injury, and you just saw it getting redder and redder and redder and redder. And I'm telling you, so I was like, yo, I got scared, man. I'm like, yo, a lot of shit could come from that.
Scared too.
And like,
and the
I'm
power
sure
bomb.
they gave him.
Don't forget that power.
Yo, the power bomb, the power bomb through the table was to me was like oh my God, are you serious? And then the poking in, like you ever bruise your leg or your arm and you just touch it and it hurts? So imagine that shit right there. So it's like, yo, I don't know how long he gonna be out, Q, after this match. He definitely needs to take some time.
There's a time frame of 4 to 6 months, depending on the severity of the torn pec, with surgery and treatment. 4 to 6 months. That's what they say.
I just, all I know is that I know this isn't. It doesn't derail shit. It postpones it, just doesn't derail it. If he
comes back by Royal Rumble, all the pop he's gonna get.
That's for real. Definitely. Because if he's out that long and he comes back at Royal Rumble, he's fucking winning straight up and down. I thought he was gonna win the Money in the Bank, but I don't. Here's the thing. I don't know if they'll let him. But if he worked this match, who's to say he won't work Money in the Bank? Hear me out. Hear me out. He works Money in the Bank and just takes all that time off after that. Comes out at WrestleMania, cashes in.
Again, if you're gonna try to postpone the surgery, postpone treatment, and then wait a couple of weeks just to do Money in the Bank, I understand your logic track. But don't do that. He did.
I don't want him to. I don't want him to. I was just thinking about it because it's not like Cody is an NXT person or somebody who's low on the card, somebody who they use as enhancement talent. He's right now on his return. He's there with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, whoever. Where he gets injured, it doesn't derail shit. This ain't the same Cody Rhodes.
You know what it does? Because since we're kind of like booking it for Cody in the future to win the Royal Rumble. You know who actually benefits him being out right now? Who could win Money in the Bank and has a reason to, even though we're not going to talk about his match?
Seth Rollins.
Bobby Lashley.
Well, yeah. We didn't because the match wasn't really worth talking about, really.
No, but he gave the sign. He wants the belt. He wants. I was about to say,
other than the fact that he actually took the belt, he took a replica belt from the fan. He let it be known. So we know that he's going to be Roman Reigns' next victim. I don't see them giving it
wrong with being that.
If Bobby does win Money in the Bank, then you got no choice but to have him cash in and win. If that's the case.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
And I don't mind if he takes the belt off Roman and Cody beats Bobby Lashley. If Cody could solve racism, he could take the belt off a black man. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So that being said. The pay-per-view overall, I gave it a 7, maybe a 7. I didn't think because it just didn't have no special feel to it. It was a filler show, damn sure it was, but I gave them credit because at least they had one Hell in a Cell match. It wasn't a bunch. You had 3 great matches. The main event delivered because let's be real, at the end of the day, it's the main event that counts. So if the main event delivered and you had 2 other really good matches in the thing, then you could say that the pay-per-view was better or it was better than you probably thought it would be. Or maybe I still say it was meh because it didn't feel special. But it wasn't a failure per se. I didn't think it was better than Double or Nothing. It was shorter. It wasn't as overbooked. That's for goddamn sure. But I didn't think it was better.
Just because of that, I gave it a 9 because it was short. It's Double or Nothing.
I mean, listen, overall, like I said, I was happy with the main event. I got 2 other good matches that should have been good matches, so I was satisfied with that. And that, that brings us to the other elephant in the room, which is the fucking AEW injuries. Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk. I don't know the severity of Danielson's or Cole's injuries. We do know that Punk is going to be out for a while. He broke his foot. He's going to need surgery on that.
Can we be real, Track? Wait, can we be real, Track? At least Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson probably got legit injuries during a match. PMS Bitch Boy got his injury doing a stage dive off the
Now, do we
ramp.
know that's the fact?
Stupid. No, it was that. It was that. Or I can say two things. It could be two scenarios. The stage dive where he was dumb enough to do that. He shouldn't have done that. It was too high elevated. He didn't extend himself really good. Or two, Double or Nothing, and during the six man, he thought he was 33 years old, doing slingshot clotheslines and trying to be aerial, which he was, he's 43. Those legs, the feet just couldn't.
Can we not put the age in there, because Sting is in his 60s and he's doing dives like New Jack, okay? And Sting is old as fuck and he's wrestling like he's New Jack.
but Sting is smarter to do the moves when it's necessary, and he doesn't overextend.
Nah, that's not fair. Listen, I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan. I'm a big critic, but that's not fair, because whatever moves you do, listen, if it happened in that crowd shit, then it's like, oh my God, the worst fucking luck, because he did it before. Yeah, he probably didn't think he would get hurt if that's the case. And as far as in the ring is concerned, listen, I'm not going
in the ring.
Shit.
No, I give you that, but you have to know your limitations of what you can and can't do. He botched twice at Double or Nothing. I saw this. He botched twice trying to do the hangman clothesline. Don't do it. And you messed yourself up if you try to flip not once but twice. You're trying to give the fans what they want to see. I give you that. But don't do it.
And that's not something he does all the time. A lot of times when you attempt to do somebody else's finisher, you end up fucking yourself over because you're not used to doing that shit, especially when it comes to something like that. And I guess he probably said to himself, Hangman's a big, beefy dude. If he can do it, I can do it, whatever. But yeah, Double or Nothing itself was a really good show. It just went on for way fucking too long. I'm like, yo, this is not New Japan, man. And you're not giving me the New Japan style matches. So please do not give me a long ass New Japan type of pay-per-view. They like Khan's problem. I've said it before. I said it again. A lot of people have said this. It's besides the fact that he's a fucking mark for himself in the business in general, Khan's problem is putting too much in the fucking show and doing too much by himself. I always say that shit. I always say, if I was in the business, I'd give Tony Khan. I said it before. If I was Paul Heyman, I would call Tony Khan up, be like, you know why ECW failed? Because I tried to do everything by my fucking self. Now, I'm not saying that AEW is going to have the same fate as ECW, but if Tony Khan does not start trusting other people and does not start bringing other people around him to help these shows, book these shows and trim the fat of these shows and whatever, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a
kind of weird, Track. There are people there. There are people who have that WWE experience of doing television. I know, but
it's apparent that that's it. That at least from what we've been seeing and what we've been hearing, it's all Tony putting this shit together. He may ask for advice here and there, but it's like, dude, you can't do that shit, bro. You can't, as well as being a fucking jackass at a fucking press conference, going off the fucking rails like you've been sniffing fucking Ativan or Adderall or cocaine. I don't really think he's a drug addict. I don't know. Matter of fact, I can't say I think. I don't know what the fuck is going on in his personal life.
He drinks a lot of Red Bull. That's all you can say.
I definitely know that this dude's a fucking mark. And listen, if somebody gets something wrong, I'm all for, correcting them, letting them know the deal, letting them know the facts and whatever. But Q, as soon as that nigga went to the whole Friday Night Wars, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? What Friday Night War? That 110 time where y'all did SmackDown?
Yeah.
When it was like on
30 minutes, 130 minute over, 130, one overtime 30-minute segment against SmackDown or whatever the case may be. It is. Hey, the stats are there. It's true. He did win that, but It's not a war if it's just one time.
Yeah, but it's not a Friday night war. I'm like, what the fuck? I said, let me read some of these comments so maybe I can make sense of this shit. Nobody can understand what the fuck that shit meant. Nobody.
Tribalism is a motherfucker. Tribalism is a motherfucker.
And like I know for a lot of WWE emos, when someone like myself will post something that seems like it's in favor of AEW, the fucking first thing you receive from people, the comments is AEW fanboy, this, that, and the third. And it's like, I'm like, y'all niggas got to know something. If I see something stupid, I'm gonna fucking shit on it. Plain and simple. So don't be shocked by the video you saw of me, reacting to that shit of Tony Khan.
Let me just say this, and then I have to say something about Forbidden Door. But I posted something on the Hustle page, and if you're not a member of the PWHustle Facebook fan page, you better get your ass on it. That's what I'm just saying, because we post everything. But I noticed there was a Twitter thread that between Tony Khan. I don't know if there were bots, but these bots called Tony Khan out on his ranking system, Hustleites. How did Jon Moxley become a number one contender overnight when Wardlow lost his spot when he was already number one? It was kind of funny. And then for me, I noticed somebody was already out of the top 5 who didn't deserve to be, but you put him there. That was Tony Nese. The best free agent in AEW, Tony Nese, the premier athlete. You have no rhyme or reason, Tony Khan, with your ranking system. But because of the CM Punk injury, I understand that you wanted to make sense of this. I understood Moxley is the best choice to be the number one contender. I don't know how you're doing this with the Eliminator tournament, or whatever the case may be. The winner of New Japan doing their shit at Dominion track. They're gonna have some kind of tournament or something. I don't get that, but whatever the case may be. But if it's going to be Moxley and Tanahashi for Forbidden Door, I guess that's the only kind of like, all right, that's the only payoff I want to see, because that's kind of like the match I want to see.
I mean,
because of that,
Mox has been calling out Tanahashi for God knows how long now. So it would only make sense to do that. I don't pay attention to the ranking system. I really don't. I'm lost in that whole shit.
Got you, because Tony Khan's ranking system is weird weekly, because he talks about quality of wins, but when you have Tony Nese number 5, I'm like, how the fuck did he get number 5 with his quality of wins? It don't make sense. I just call him out. You got to call him out.
I didn't follow the WWE ranking system when they tried that shit. I didn't follow this shit. When I was really more into ROH and they were on some shit like that, I didn't follow that. Impact tried it. To me, in wrestling, if they have a ranking system, you're better off not following that shit, because it's just going to come off as stupid. And a lot of shit is not going to fucking make sense. Now, if you are like Q and you're just going to enjoy when somebody fucks up so you can throw it in their face, then by all means, go ahead and follow that shit. But for me, I'm not even going to put myself through that fucking torture. All I know is the best option right now to put the title on anybody would be Jon Moxley or Bryan Danielson. But like we said, Bryan Danielson is hurt along with Adam Cole. What exactly happened to Bryan Danielson, Q?
It's either something happened during the Anarchy match with Jericho Appreciation Society. Some spot happened there that maybe, was an injury there. Or it could have been, again, a Tony Khan flop. Was that foot thing? Remember his foot was stuck during a Dynamite?
Yeah, but that was, from what I understand,
maybe that was more real than they try to fake it off. Maybe his foot was caught in there and they try to
Is it a leg injury?
I don't know. I didn't really read the reports, so that's the only 2 scenarios that make sense. That foot being caught in the ramp maybe was more worse than we all thought, or something happened during the Anarchy match that we didn't see with the camera view. But either way, that's the only 2 scenarios that happened that make sense to me.
And what about coleslaw? What happened with Adam Cole, and how serious is that?
That was during the Owen Hart finals match with Samoa Joe. Again, shit happens in the ring track. There's nothing for me to make fun of Adam Cole. Samoa Joe is 300 pounds, so if you're trying to do some shit with Samoa Joe and you overextend your body, again, you do it for the fans. But Adam Cole, he was going in there. Maybe he did
it for The Rock.
He did it for The Rock. But we have to, call out the elephant in the room. Forbidden Door, I think you and I agree, it's gonna be trash because the guys
It's
that are
yeah.
injured are the guys that you want to see against New Japan's top
Yeah,
star.
that's why I'm like, I don't know how injured, like what's the severity of Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole, because even with CM Punk out, you still have a chance to save that show. But with Daniel Bryan out and if Adam Cole is out, then you really have a bad thing. I don't
No
know.
disrespect and track, no disrespect to Joe, Samoa Joe or Jay Lethal, but can you give me a stream match with those two against somebody from New Japan that you want to
I
see?
mean, unfortunately, they already gave us Joe versus Ishii, so it's like, and Jay Lethal has been in New Japan, so it's like, who's he gonna fight that I haven't already seen him fight? For
Right.
me, this is what I wanted, personally. I wanted Kenta versus Punk, you know. Kenta, here's the crazy shit. Kenta is fucking cleared, and now Punk is injured. Bullshit! You're ducking a motherfucker. You ducking Kenta so bad you're gonna fake an injury and give up your world title. I'm just kidding, but no, Kenta is cleared now. So now you're gonna have Kenta at Forbidden Door. I'm pretty sure they will now. But who the fuck will he
Mm-hmm.
face? I have no idea. Forbidden Door right now is up in the air, and I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. I have no idea because this shit is on the 28th or the 26th, whatever. It's only a matter of weeks. It's only a few weeks away. So
Right.
we're gonna get some tag matches. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of tag matches now. I don't know. But yeah, shit is bad. Um, who faces who? Maybe now Adam Cole. I mean, no, Adam Page may face Okada now. I have no fucking idea. But they have a situation on their hands, and they're gonna have to fix that shit, And I just hope that Bryan and Cole, I hope their fucking injuries aren't too serious, and I hope it's just the point where maybe they can just stay off TV a couple weeks and that's it,
I
as
I think Cole is the one that could be off a couple of weeks and maybe make it for Forbidden Door. I think maybe
no.
that's just me. I don't know how the severity of that one. Maybe Danielson again. I don't know the severity of that one. I think Cole could come back for Forbidden Door, but that's just my hindsight right there, Tracker. That's what I'm not saying
Okay.
that's a definite. It's my hindsight. Cole looked like the guy that just needs a couple of weeks off and just be on TV and then just give you that Cody Rhodes type of inspirational performance for Forbidden Door. He could do it.
Well, here's what they're gonna have to do now, and if they don't do it, they're fucking ridiculous. You're gonna have some Stardom females there now. You have to. You have to include some Stardom versus AEW women. You have to do that now. You have to include the women in this shit. It's pretty much a no brainer. Like that. That's just it. You have to fucking include these women. And speaking of women, Nikkita Lyons. Listen, let me before we go into this, let me just say
In
this.
in the
You
words
have
of Obi-Wan, in the words of Obi-Wan Hustleites, you were the chosen one. You were born to bring balance to the force, not destroy.
let me tell you, I think everyone has the right to follow whatever political party they want to follow. But I'm also a fucking reality person. Okay? When this first broke, the thing was that oh, she's pro Second Amendment, she's pro Second Amendment, and everybody was like, oh, what's wrong with that? Listen, it's it's like you have when you see somebody who's pro Second Amendment, it's only a matter of time before you hear them say "Make America Great Again" or some shit about the libs or the evil communists or this, that, and the third. It usually follows some shit. Myself, I'm pro Second Amendment, but you ain't gonna hear a lot of fucking right wing shit coming out of my mouth. So for me, I don't give a shit that she's pro Second Amendment. And the post wasn't, when she posted when that particular post that came out wasn't recent. So to try to make connections to that and what happened in Texas is completely ridiculous. But it was more than that really started coming to light. It was the hashtags that she had. It was the song that she was, doing her fucking little Instagram video to, which was The Patriot by some corny ass ex-Marine topper or topper, whatever the fuck he calls himself, some coon ass nigga. And yeah, I call him a coon ass nigga because any black person that fucks with Donald Trump is a coon ass nigga to me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm from fucking New York City. I know this nigga Trump. I didn't fuck with him before. I'm not fucking with him now. You understand? Let me tell y'all something. My brother used to sell drugs to this nigga. Okay? Okay? So don't fucking come at me with your horse shit. I don't give a shit. I don't care about Republicans. I don't care about Democrats. But fuck Donald Trump up his perverted fucking ass. Okay? Fuck him. Yeah, nigga, I remember seeing you at the Palladium with all the fucking club kids sitting in the back room. I remember that shit, you goddamn drug addict. Anyway, she had the hashtags of fucking drain the swamp and question everything and this. It was the drain the swamp shit for me. So the drain the swamp shit, supporting somebody who supports the Capitol riots, who was at the Capitol riots. I can't wait for the comment section.
She was there?
Me, nigga. No. No, she wasn't there. The rapper who came out with the song, the rapper Topper, he was there. From my understanding, he performed that song, and it's a pro-Capitol riot song or whatever. So I can't wait for the comment section to be bleeding with people talking about how it was mostly peaceful. And they got lit in.
Number 3 in the hip hop charts when that shit came out. So I just want to give some clarity and logistics.
Listen. But at the end of the day, and now let me say this, you have people who, if they weren't joking, there was some who really feel that she might be a racist or whatever, because, it's been the stereotype now, and thanks to a lot of people who've made that the stereotype, if you are fucking with MAGA and you're white, they're going to think you're a racist. Now, do I believe she's racist? Absolutely not. Do I believe anybody who supports MAGA who's not black is racist? Absolutely not. If you're black and you support MAGA, you're a coon, but you're not a racist one. You're just a coon. If you're white and you support MAGA, you're not racist. I just feel that you're stupid. That's it. If somebody tells me 2 + 2 = 6 and they argue with me to the death about it, I'm not going to think they hate math. I'm just going to believe that they're stupid. That's it. So in my opinion, she's just stupid. She's not racist. No, I don't believe that. So I don't think people should go there unless you see this child or hear her say something or allude to some type of racism. Let's be real about it, okay?
You forgot you did call her something. I don't know if it was you or maybe your cousin Jay Edwards. Shout out. What was it like?
Oh, she's a culture vulture. She's a fucking culture. No. Let's be real. Being a culture vulture don't make you racist. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, okay? So if her and Rachel Dolezal want to be black, do your thing, boo-boo. But y'all culture vultures. That's it. She's a culture. Look, my cousin, shout out to Jay Edwards and shout out to Jawan Williams. These were the first 2 cats I've seen say, nope, not yet. I'm not jumping on the ass wagon. I'm going to keep my distance. And to be honest with you, there was a lot of black wrestling fans that felt that way. And I have never seen somebody because there have been thick white wrestlers. They got them right now. Look at fucking Deanna Purrazzo, Tony Storm, for God's sakes. Nikki Ash, who some call Nikki Ass. There's been, female wrestlers of the Caucasian persuasion who've had fatties, but I've never seen anyone approach them with such caution like they have Nikkita Lyons. I'm not making this shit up. I noticed this shit. When my cousin and Jawan first said that, I laughed and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna be all in. First of all, we all know Jenny is my baby. Nobody beats Jenny. I don't give a fuck how thick Nikkita Lyons is with her fucking Down syndrome face. She's not Jenny. But I took to that. I said, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna Now, some felt that maybe she might be a racist on the low, but some just felt that she was a culture vulture. My thing was a culture vulture. I said from the jump, when I saw that she was like an R&B singer or whatever and all this bullshit, that she gave me John Cena vibes. Blackface without the makeup. That's how I felt. You know, somebody who just adopted the hood swag and shit like that, twerking and doing a very bad heel toe. And her fucking stupid ass dancing videos, which, oh my God, she blocked me, you know. She blocked me. That's why I call it KKKs.
It is true.
Oh my God.
He was
But she can't, the bitch can't dance to save her life. I'm sorry, okay? So, and my tweet to her, on my tweet about this whole shit, made some bullshit right-wing website, you know, that quoted, what's that fat fuck's name? Jason Whitlock, comparing Black Twitter to the KKK. I didn't know Black Twitter by
Whitlock?
No. The website put my tweet in their article. And in that article, they quoted Jason Whitlock saying that Black Twitter was like the KKK because it was Black Twitter that was giving her the shit. I didn't know Black Twitter was hanging niggas from trees. I didn't know that. Apparently that happens. Apparently people involved in Black Twitter fucking beat the shit out of people. They rape them. They beat the shit out of 12-year-old boys for looking at white women and fucking brutally murder them. I didn't know Black Twitter did this, so I have to stay clear of Black Twitter. But like I said, my overall thing about her this coming out was not that she should have been canceled. I had somebody saying that I was trying to cancel her. I wasn't doing that either. What I was doing was the same as a lot of people in various Facebook groups, just having fun with it. I thought it was fucking funny. I really didn't care personally either way. I just thought it was funny. I said she was a culture vulture. A lot of people said she was a culture vulture. That's how it's coming out now. Because, listen, the fact of the matter is you have a lot of people who are not fucking with Trump, who don't fuck with the MAGA, who definitely don't fuck with the fucking Capitol riots. And black people, she had a lot of black fans. And she lost a lot of that because of that. Now, my whole thing is she was better off just keeping that shit to herself. That's it. You do have a right to, you have the right, but we live in
a... Again, this is her. It's her.
You're right. But just like CM Punk came out with his abortion rights shirts and bullshit like that, did he not get shit? It's his right to it's his right to do that. But I was saying...
No, but there's a difference. No. There is a difference. Let me just say this. CM Punk chose the platform of Dynamite. So he blurred the reality with the wrestling. Nikkita Lyons just has a TikTok. Nikkita Lyons has a Twitter doing what she does.
Yeah, absolutely.
She never brings that to NXT. So
but here's
let me just say this, and then you could retort back. I'm not defending Nikkita Lyons. Don't call me a coon or a house with the house anyway. But I can separate what she does in the ring in Florida with what she does on TikTok. I can have an opinion about TikTok. I can have an opinion on the Twitter. When it comes to Nikkita Lyons in the ring, I'm just looking at Nikkita Lyons, the wrestler, what she does there. Do the booty dances, do the bikini shoots there. Let me just see if you're good.
Don't do the booty dances until you get lessons.
I'm just saying, but I can separate her realities of social media with her character in wrestling. Just like Raquel Gonzalez or Raquel Rodriguez, whatever name she's using, she's pro Second Amendment. She's pro MAGA, but I can separate that. Definitely. Yeah, but we can all separate that. And to me, it could be 15 minutes of this bullshit, and then we'll move on to the next thing. That's what it is, because nobody's going to talk about Raquel Gonzalez that way.
That's pretty much
having fun with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm laughing at all the shit you did. The KKKs, the tribal Carlson. That shit is funny. But again, that's for social media. But don't discount what she can try to do on NXT.
You're right. She didn't bring that on NXT. But I'm saying, if you're doing this on social media, you might as well bring it on NXT, because your fans are watching this. You got Negroes who is she loves, let me tell you something. White women with asses like that who are culture vultures, they just love it when black men simp for them. They fucking love that shit, okay? They fucking feed off of it. They feel like it's like what's the word I'm looking for? They feel like it validates them somewhat, And I tell a lot of sisters, I'm like, let me tell you something. Pogs is on the rise. Pogs is on the rise. And if these bitches ever learn how to season chicken, you black women are gonna become fucking obsolete. All right? You better step your game up. Get in that fucking gym. Put the fucking candy fried chicken shit down. All right? You got too many brothers out there.
Nikkita Lyons is getting cooking lessons from Lash Legend, whatever her name is.
And now a lot of brothers is like, fuck Nikkita Lyons. We fucking with Lash Legend. I ain't fucking with neither one of them because I ain't watching NXT like that at all. I gave up on that shit. I'm sorry. And Nikkita Lyons is awful in the ring anyway. And everybody's like, well, it's developmental. You know how long she been in this business now? At this point, she shouldn't be like this. It's not. I don't think it's been that long, but she was in WoW. She was in Shimmer. You know what I'm saying? She was in other places before NXT. She shouldn't be this bad. She really shouldn't. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, it just sucks because I know she's gonna lose a lot of support, and I just know that for joking wise, cats like you and myself, we just gonna have fun with it. But like I said, either way, I don't think she's racist. I don't think people should be calling her one unless you see something that tells you that she is. And I'm sorry, being MAGA is not a clear indicator of racism. Okay, it's a head scratcher. You can keep your distance, but no, it's just, unfortunately, when it comes to politics, people get fucking manipulated into shit. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm not one of these people who say, I'm a free thinker, independent thinker. Because you notice a lot of independent thinkers all think the fucking same. Mm-hmm. You ever notice that shit?
They follow the playbook.
I call it what I am. I try to be a fair-minded person. I give credit where credit is due. I look at shit and I see it the right way. Sometimes, hey, I get caught up in media frenzy too. And I get caught up in some fake news shit. And I may not know everything. And I may go on a certain lines and get passionate about it and not even know all the facts. We're all victims. That's all I'm saying. But one thing that I think we all can agree on, Dave Meltzer, you're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. Okay? Now I'm gonna go on a fucking diatribe. I'm gonna cut a promo on your fucking punk ass. All right?
I'm gonna keep my mouth.
Nigga, let me tell you something. I had a midget on the train one time tell me that calling him a midget, and he had a shirt that said this. Calling me a midget is just as bad as calling a black person the N-word. I read his shirt. I said, yo, my man, yo, come here. Can I talk to you? I said, you really think being called the midget is the same as being called the N-word? And he's like, yes, I do. I said, okay, well, call me a nigga right now. You fucking midget. I dare you. You see how I'm still standing? You know how you won't be if the word nigga comes out your mouth? You see how it's not the fucking same here? He didn't say shit. And I didn't feel bad calling him a midget because I wanted to make a point. Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave, as they call you. Do I think you're a racist? Absolutely not. I just think you're very fucking stupid. Being called a mark is nowhere near being called a nigga. Not the same ballpark, not the same league, not the same sport, not even on the same block. Now, I propose the same challenge to you, but in a different way, Dave. Here's what we're going to do. And you better not fucking block me, you fucking motherfucker. You better not fucking block me. I'm going to send you this shit. You better not fucking block me. Here's the challenge. I'm going to go to a WWE event or AEW, most likely WWE. It's not going to be a while before AEW comes to New York City. I'm going to go to an AEW event. I'm going to wear a shirt or a sign that says, I hate marks. At the same time, I want you to be in Harlem on 114th and Lenox Avenue. I want you to wear a sign that says, I hate niggers. Let's just see who makes it home. Okay? So then we can fucking see if the word mark is on the equivalent to the word nigger. You fucking mark. That's all I got to say. Q, let them know where they can find you so we can get the fuck out of here. I got Stranger Things to watch.
I hate to correct you, but I think he can get away with that because Harlem's been gentrified so much. So, there's white people involved.
Okay, so please, by all means, do it. Do it. Accept my challenge.
I'm just saying. Dave,
good, Q. I'm glad you're absolutely right. That'll make it safer, right? Thank you, Q. Thank you. Listen, every black fan, I don't give a fuck what you're a fan of. You need to get behind me on this. If you ain't with me on the Nikkita Lyons shit, that's fucking fine. But this shit right here, nigga, the culture needs to stand together. That's the fucking challenge. A-Track Brown will proudly wear I hate fucking marks at any wrestling event, and I guarantee you I can't be beat in these mean streets. And I want you to wear your sign that says I hate niggas, Dave, so we can understand the value of, so we can have an understanding of the two differences of each word, okay? Q, you ready to let them know where you can find them, bro? Where they can find you?
You can find me on the Twitter at PWHustle, PROF, and also you can find me on the Podbeans at the PWHustle Networks at Podbean.com, where I host along with Mr. Wonderful Tommy Wonder, the Pro Wrestling Reflection. We took a week off because I was in Atlantic City, so we couldn't record. But if A-Track gets to upload the Portland wrestling special that we did a couple of weeks ago, maybe it'll be on the YouTubes. But anyway, we got another spotlight coming up next week, so. Check it out on the Podbeans.
I am also requesting that you guys go back and take a look at one of the greatest pay-per-views and one of the greatest tag team matches of all time. That was Jinsei Sasaki and Hayabusa versus RVD and Sabu at Heatwave 98. That's just my own personal request. That's all. I saw somebody else request that too, I think, on the page. But you can find me, A-Track Brown, right here on the PW Hustle, and of course on the Twitter, like the professor so eloquently put it. You can also find me at the PW Hustle Facebook group that you have to join up to, and also like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. Donate some of those hustle dollars. Yes, you got trans wealthy people out there. Donate some of that money. You know what I'm saying? You can also find me doing my reactions. I just put up the Stranger Things reaction. Want to put up another one tonight? Gonna do another one tonight. I'm not done with Fear the Walking Dead yet. I got one more fucking episode to go. And of course, it's Obi-Wan, and that show is fucking great. We got She-Hulk coming up. You got The Walking Dead coming up. You got fucking Miss Marvel coming up. I ain't even watched any of the trailers for Miss Marvel, but I will. So, Q, let them know. Say goodbye, brother.
Goodbye, Hustle Lights. And again, praises to Cody Rhodes. And he's the 2022 career renaissance winner. Cody Rhodes has already won the career renaissance.
Oh, that's bias. That's bias. You can't. That shit.
It's done.
We'll get back to this fucking conversation at the end of the year for the Professor's Perspective Awards, and you better fucking have a better one than that. All right. Yo, we see you guys later. Peace.